Hello everyone, this is Jen and welcome back to, yes, Homestuck 2. Well, sort of, it's almost Homestuck 2. We're actually taking a look at the bonus content that was relatively recently, got released. These bonus stories were locked behind the walls of Patreon. You'd have to be a supporter in order to read them. I wasn't a supporter, and I didn't care about reading bonus stories that ultimately wouldn't have anything to do with the main plot. At least what I assumed wouldn't have anything to do with the main plot. But a few months ago, the bonus section was unlocked so that everyone could read them for free. Suspiciously, or not suspiciously at all, this happened around the time that Hussey closed off his Patreon subscriptions and turned off the monthly payments entirely, and Homestuck 2 went on hiatus with no sign of returning anytime soon. Now you're probably wondering why this is. Hussey did have an explanation. It was originally a post on Patreon that was public, but then suspiciously it got locked. But thankfully, Homestuck's Reddit managed to archive it for me, thankfully. The TLDR is bad fandom, bad. Go to the corner, no Homestuck for you. In a bit more length, Hussey put Homestuck 2 on an indefinite hiatus, allegedly because people were harassing the staff who didn't sign up for that ish. They came out to have a good time, and they're honestly feeling so attacked right now. Seriously though, if creatives are getting literal death threats over fictional characters, beings who, by literal definition, are not real, that is objectively bad. I personally would feel really terrible if someone got murked IRL over, say, internet shipping drama. Despite my feelings, jokes, and jabs towards certain characters and ships, I don't literally stan anything in the Homestuck universe. If something doesn't go my way, which happens a lot, sure, I'll feel mad or sad or even frustrated, but I'm not going to personally message Aisha Ufara about it. I'm gonna play it up for that sweet YouTube revenue like you do. Hustle life. However, I also understand the frustration of the fan base who are vocally airing their complaints and criticisms. The only way for things to start getting better is to be able to freely talk about said things. And there might be even shyer members of the community who have your same concerns that would never have the courage to speak up about them. So go forth, my American brethren, freedom of speech still exists. I think the main issue with the epilogues in Homestuck 2 was all the OOC, or out-of-character moments, with John, in the most recent chapters, breaking the camel's back. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure others have differing opinions where the whole thing went wrong. On a related issue, there are a lot of, say, writers for mainstream comics who do discount legitimate criticism about their art or their characters in their books by claiming that their critics are racist, bigoted trolls because the writer happens to be a woman, LGBTQ, and or a person of color. I'm not saying that the two incidents are the same, but it does make you think. In fact, many people saw Hussey's note on Patreon as throwing the fans under the bus to negate any criticism for Homestuck 2. And just what is less conspicuously bigoted bullying? What does that mean, Hussey? I want examples. But anyway, drama aside, we've got, I believe, 4 or 5 different stories here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stories, and they go technically, quote-unquote, chronologically from bottom to the top. I know they updated at different points, with like the most recent one being in December. I heard Diamonds, Dames, and Dads was actually good, like one of the better ones out of all of them. And I have seen like bits of Catnapped because I needed information about the sprites for like, I believe one of the fridge stucks. And I'm like, wait, are the sprites still around? Is that a thing? We haven't seen them at all in the epilogues. Are they still a thing in Candyverse and Meat Universe outside of the Great Battle? And sure enough, they are. But yeah, and if you're wondering how I got that information, I would say that Imager has a lot of fascinating things on there. I might have pirated. Anyway, but they're free now, so is there really any harm? Anyway, let's get going. Catnapped is going to be our first one that we're going to look to. We're going to look at part 1, 2, and 3. Hopefully, it's not too long. Let's find out. Ah, right. This was like the day before my birthday a couple years ago. Cool. Anyway, let's go. I don't think any of these have sound. But yeah, this is a Meat universe where Jane became president. Okay. Years in the past, but not many, thousands gather in the cold of the planet's capital for the most important event in Earthsea's political history. Jane Crocker is due to be sworn in as president. One of the world's biggest celebrities sits behind the swearing in, drunk as a skunk. The masses don't know this, but the two of them represent the only creators left on their planet, abandoned by its makers to Crockerian rule. So Jake's basically drunk. Can you blame him? Wait, is he sitting right there? Oh wait, is he at home? I don't know. Okay. Jane voice. I haven't done a Jane voice in forever. Oh my gosh. Okay. I, Jane Crocker, holy but Jesus, it's cold as dickens out here, do solemnly swear to faithfully execute the office of President of Earthsea. I can't believe so many people came out to watch Janie get sworn in. It's absolutely crackerjack to see so many enthusiasts for a good old value of civic engagement. And I will to the best of my ability. You know what they say, I guess. It's good to be king. Preserve, protect, and defend the people of the 4 kingdoms and the compact. Hey, is this seat taken? Which Dirk is this? Oh wow, and the horns on this one particular troll, and he's got the gray. Who are you supposed to be? Okay. Ah, my stars and garters. Shh. I guess that's Mater. Oops. Can it really be? Are you real? Of course not. I'm your delusion. Yeah, Dreamed Ghost Dirk is back, and he's got the popped collar to prove it. Oh wow. No, I'm fake as hell. Oh, of course. Surprised you didn't questionably jet off with your brain ghost daughter, too. I don't think I have one of those. And now I'm afraid you're stuck with me. Can I sit down? Sigh. Fine. But brain ghost Dirk's whispering. Is someone gonna sit down next to Jake? Okay. That's how I can tell you're not the real McCoy. You're bothering to ask what I think. I think you're very drunk. I'm not even real, and I can smell the whiskey from here. I'm no drinking expert, but aren't you supposed to save that for the series of after parties you're serving as neoliberal eye candy at? You know, nobody ever bothered to explain to me what a neoliberal actually is and why I'm such a bad guy for supporting my good buddy even though she is one. Well, it's actually interesting. In a post-scarcity society, terminology like neoliberal or libertarian is going to necessarily have a number of different... I don't care about politics. Shut up about politics. We already talked about this. Jen should not talk about politics. Do not make me talk about politics, Homestuck. Anyway, oh, don't you start to. It's either here nor there anymore. The die's been cast. Don't act like you care. Anyway, you're not even listening to Jane's speech. I'm sure she's doing great. She's got some good ideas, you know. I want to address this issue. I have no tolerance whatsoever for xenophobia. But... oh, dang it, I think I really messed up. You're here to laugh at me about my bad decisions, aren't you? But I'm not a racist, but... We don't talk about politics. Don't talk about them. Do not talk about them. I'm slapping my chin and my cheek. Okay. I won't lie. Crapping your pants on the campaign trail was a low point to live inside your head, but I don't know, man. Maybe I actually care about you. You can be a real jumpin' Jehoshaphat sometimes, you know that, don't you, Dirk? What? A complete Jimmy Riddle, a real pickle of a man, an absolute pish-posh dirk. I just hope there's some way to undo this mess that the you that doesn't live in my head got us all into. I doubt it. Oh, catnip powder! Boosh, her glasses. Ceremonies interrupted, the crowd shocked. Yep, the new Prospect Hornographer. The new Carpus Kingdom's newspaper record, January 20th, 2021. Okay, the new Prospect Hornographer, January 20th, 2021. President Crocker disappears at inaugural ceremony. Ceremony disrupted by magic or pyrotechnics. Washington, D.C. Chaos unfolded today at the inauguration ceremonies for the most-watched presidential election in the history of Earthsea. At 12 noon, Jane Crocker was sworn in outside the Barack Obama Memorial White House as the 21st planetary president. A massive 2-minute-long burst described by some observers as magical sparkles and some as advanced flashbang-like pyrotechnics, then disrupted proceedings. After 5 minutes of sustained explosions and fog, President Crocker was nowhere to be found. In the tumult, multiple Crocker Corp bodyguards discharged their pistols, leading to one injury by friendly fire. Vice President Mater Ataxia and all other attending dignitaries were unharmed. While police and military officials began a search, the vice president was quickly whisked to a secure facility to direct the ongoing effort to locate President Crocker. Large troll-led protests against the inaugural event were disrupted by police across the capital region shortly after President Crocker's disappearance. Authorities believe the event has a connection to the disappearance of multiple creators this week, according to the president's press secretary. Jane Crocker, 23, has been among the creators most involved in public life since their return 7 years ago. Her decision to run for office spurred Carcadvantis to oppose her and seemed to mark a permanent shift in planetary politics. She is the youngest president and the first to claim affiliation with no political party since the office was established as a successor to the Quad Kingdom Pact first negotiated by the mayor. No group has yet claimed responsibility for President Crocker's disappearance. Political tensions run high across the planet and no creators were available for comment. News media baffled what happened to their leader. But yeah, I guess that guy, like right there, is Mater. Vice President Mater. Okay, Mater Ataxia. Lol, that's funny. He has tax in his name. Okay, so does that mean Mater is the new president right now? Okay then. Moving on. Catnap part 2. Yeah, more people. Okay, more catnap stuff. Oh, it looks like... Okay, yeah, Jasper Rose Sprite, like, shows up in here. Oh, my brain. Oh, I don't want to read these. Oh, gosh. Okay. 21. Crocker catnapped. Earthsea president detained indefinitely by grinning Jasper Rose. Fafeta's Reach. Jasper Rose Sprite 2, an enigmatic combination of creator and house cat, made her first appearance on Earthsea since the planet's creation and solved the mystery of President Jane Crocker's disappearance yesterday. She broadcasted a televised statement with the missing President Crocker from the throne room of Fafeta's Reach in the Carapus Kingdom, claiming to have returned to her rightful role as queen and intending to reign. In this capacity, she announced her authority to detain President Crocker, declaring her election as null and void because of gerrymandering or whatever. In the bizarre message, Jasper Rose Sprite squared referred to the president as Cookie Tits and said she's getting a timeout for her own neoliberal good, right pointing angle bracket :3C. In the Carapus Kingdom, where discontent rose over Crocker being elected president despite receiving only 31.6% of the Carpathian vote, Jasper Rose Sprite Square was welcomed as queen immediately by numerous partisans who had set about transforming the disused place, now operational as a museum Mondays through Fridays, into a seat of governance. Vice President Ataxia, now acting as commander-in-chief, addressed the press, stating Jasper Rose Sprite Square's claim was illegitimate and anti-democratic. All options are on the table for the restoring of the legitimate choice of Earthsea's voters to office, and we hope officials in the Carapus Kingdom will comply in a timely fashion, said the president. The vice president's selection by Crocker was seen as a compromise, with the former Troll Kingdom senator providing Troll representation in her administration. Ataxia is unpopular with his own kingdom, and the recent new Prospect Hornographer poll found most Trolls disapproved of him, with his support of President Crocker's limits on Troll reproduction proving controversial. Swifer Eggmop, yeah! Deputy of the Brooding Caverns appeared to offer recognition to the Climate Queen. Though she did not address the press, she was seen entering the castle by news media and high-ranking Carpathian official holding the Hornographer that a meeting between Eggmop, Jasper Rosesprite Squared, and President Crocker, still under house arrest in the palace, was due to take place this afternoon. Jake English and a representative of the new Carpathian monarchist movement will also be present. The Carpathian regional government has yet to respond to the demand by Vice President Ataxia to dispatch military forces to the palace, but the legislature was called to an emergency session and will meet at the old post office building near Fafeta's Reach to discuss the situation. Little is known for sure about Jasper Rosesprite Square, with her existence not mentioned in Rose Lalonde's popular historical journals. Before her reappearance, she was regarded as a mythical figure by many, and a debate raged as to the veracity of claims regarding her historicity. Click. Okay. Yeah, we got Jade Bloods, including a Jade Blood boy. Yes. Oh, look, and they have like a very pixelated version of like one of the end posts from the credits of Homestuck. Wow. Okay. Oh gosh, I don't remember Jasper Rosesprite's voice. I know it was something ridiculous. It was like a mixture between cat noises, like I know it was a mixture between Jasper and Rose, but I'm like baffled on how I managed that. Okay. We can just try our best. That's all we got. I've got your constitution right here. Look at this bubkiss. This is the founding document of the democratic world government. I would hardly call that bubkiss. Swifer, darling. Yes, ma'am? Could you read that Fifth Amendment to the Earthsea Presidential Compact? Yes, Redway. The Fifth Amendment to the... Oh, wait. Swifer, that's right. She sounds like a newsie. So I was like, channeled the newsie. Right. The Fifth Amendment of the ECPC goes, when you are being questioned for a crime, you may say you plead the Fifth and nobody can make you talk. Okay, that's reasonably informal. Yes. It's exactly the description you get from someone writing a constitution based off a shallow approximation of American Earth culture, discovered via archaeologically preserved cop movies. It is what it is. You talk very fast, ma'am. Yeah, well, you should see what else I can do. Listen, Janie Pooh, Janums, your government's a joke. It's for clowns by clowns, and you're the clown screwer-in-chief. I can't believe I'm getting called a joke by a mongrel house cat. Everybody, including Clipper. Why are you all looking at me like that? Jake, explain? Well, it's a little impolite. It's kind of like problematic nonsense that always manages to escape those pursed lips of yours. Now I'm just a simple kitty goddess with a broad multi-universal knowledge of multiple timelines experience, who also happens to be an indefinitely wise lesbiana Casanova of everyone's dreams, but I know a red flag when I see it. Humble, too. Red flag twirling right there. No, not that one. The red flag is you, Jane. You absolute delusion that you had any kind of qualified to wield this kind of power can get people killed. I took Alphys an hour ago, you smug, contemptible bish. If I could just kill whoever I pleased, this meeting would be over very quickly. As I was saying, your quickness to anger can put an entire planet at war. You lack so much Your lack of so much as a completed high school education and any government experience is actively what does that word? Inimical to the idea you could serve as a competent mid-level bureaucrat in a global government, much less its president. Keep that in mind, kids. If you dropped out of high school, Homestuck says you can't be president. Moving on. Jane. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do a presidential boot camp, Jane Crocker. You, me, Swiffer's friend with a clipboard, and this Carapacian monarchist. Once you learn a thing or two about the 3 pillars of good rulership, the Carapus Kingdom will certify the election results and recognize the Earthsea presidential government again. Oh, jeez. What are these 3 vaunted pillars? It's simple, Cherry Pie. Women, wine, and song. I'm a member of the Midnight Crew. We're gonna travel to this parallel dimension we somehow have. Home with the milk in the morning. Splat. Prop. Problem Sleuth 2. I like that everything's gray with moons and it's red. Oh, well. Oh my gosh. You are undeniably the top problem sleuth in the city. Solicitations for your service are overwhelming in quantity. Compensation spectacular. It's a cold winter evening. You are feeling particularly hard-boiled tonight. What will you do? Inspect the office, problem sleuth. You stand atop a finely woven rug. Behind you is a door. On the wall, your safe, locked. Your expensive hewn cedar desk has 3 things on it. A new touch-tone telephone, beige. A new computer, beige. And your key. Your radiator is working hard this evening. I don't see the computer that you were talking about. Look out that window, though. It's another dark night in Midnight City, which makes sense because it's perpetually midnight here. What is that flash on the horizon? It might be a problem that requires sleuthing. Get the key. It's a gun. You pick up the gun. Your grip is cold against your palm. This is your only friend in the world right now. It's going to be a long night. Again. Next. Ring. Ring, 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 ring. There's trouble on line 1. Trouble's always on line 1. So is everything else because your office only has 1 phone line. You're not like mega rich, okay? You have a stable income as a retired protagonist and active private detective and mural enthusiast. You don't have a yacht or anything. Ace Dick is the one with the yacht. Screw him. You should probably pick up the phone. Pick up that phone. Oh, psych. We're here in this, photo, picture of a bar. And is that Ace Dick in the background? Just hanging out with Jake. Okay. You pick up the phone, but before we can hear that, hard-boiled nonsense with a really complicated puzzle you're surely about to be subjugated to, you decide to be Jaspero's Sprite Squared. Blinking my eyes. Okay. I'm not trying to be your enemy, Jane. You called me, and I quote, clown trucker. But that's one of Toby's greatest songs, at least in the, Friend Sim game. I've seen the way you turn out in the other timelines. It's accurate. I'm trying to prevent that, Janie Pooh. There's a lot about outcomes, but you aren't inherently evil. You just got elected. You haven't done anything irredeemable yet. Irredeemable. Okay, I thought it was a letter, irredeemable, but no, it's not. Okay. You just had a lot of societal conditioning to undo. You're the perfect candidate for a redemption arc. Oh, am I now? Well, isn't that just delightful? Tell me then, Rose. Jasper Rose. Tell me, Jasper Rose. In what part of the seedy bar exactly is my redemption arc located? I'm not quite all-seeing, but how about we finish our drinks and check the dance floor first? Creepy as all get out. I don't want to see that face ever. Okay. Here we go. Newsies. Go to Newsies. We've been looking for sweeps on this malarkey. We've put in the elbow grease, but not a single creator but the matriarch even cared. We were fighting mortals. But when this Crocker comes along and just blusters straight into the clutches of all the grimy, filthy rich regressives, starts parroting their talking points, giving them her infinite fantasy money, all I'm saying is I'm not too bothered by what's happening here. The kidnapping and all. And Clipper just has a bunch of, what even is that? So let's see, Clipper. I don't know. Not sure it's a good idea, Swift. Let me be clear, though. I I don't have one iota of respect for President Jane Crocker. It's just politics on this planet used to make sense, man. But it wasn't great, but at least you knew the rules. Now we have to deal with this that's just complete impossible to take seriously. And what does that even mean? I don't think I can't. Okay. So he adds like extra ends to things? Oh gosh. I don't think I can pretend that making the cat version of the Sea of Light a queen is a good idea. Look, I think she's neat. Of course you do, you big gay slut. No, oh, you can't. It's not like that. I just think we're working in extraordinary times. For 5,000 years, the position of matriarch sits vacant, waiting for Kanaya Miriam. Then she goes into space and goes all, Swiffer, I must go to space to retrieve my wife. You may take over as matriarch while I am away. I am in way over my head. Queen Jasperos might not be the most stable leader, but every minute she's occupying the president is a minute she's not rolling back our legal protections. Who knows? Maybe she'll change. Either way, I need all the help I can get from my Moirail right now. We're in a huge mess, and you know how I feel about messes. Oh, I do. You'll always have my help, no matter how many weirdo Technicolor gods show up. I know you do, see. Look, when we get back from this, things are gonna be even crazier. Pressing our faces, the whole 9 yards. We might as well have fun while we can, eh? Back with them. Okay. Look, Tootsie, there's another thing I want to talk to you about. Another political excoriation? Perhaps an insult to my intelligence? Or another clumsy pass? I'm completely charming you and you know it. Humph. It's about Dirk. Have things perhaps been a bit different inside your head since he left? What? Let me put it in a slightly more clonical and detached fashion. Have you been hearing fewer voices? Meanwhile, Dad Crocker, a concerned parent, searches for his daughter. He's discovered a lead. He goes through the window. A father will do what is best for his children. Catnap Part 3, let's go. Dancing and she's crying. Calvin and Hobbes style. Oh gosh, can I move this? Ah, it's the broads. Oh wow, and Jake is like, And then we're here with the trolls, and then she go. So let's see. My political beliefs aren't the responsibility of sinister voices in my head, and my election to the presidency wasn't some ploy by Strider. He managed my campaign, yes, but he only ever wanted me to be happy and successful. Wait, why are you crying? Aren't you going to mock me for this as well, missing my friends? Meow. I wouldn't dream of it, Catnip. I get at your defensive. You're a fighter. The heart of warrior beats like a drum in your ample bosom. Maybe even without my alternate universe half-ecto-father pulling the strings for you, you'd win in a landslide. But that election wasn't fair. You won with less votes than your opponent. That used to happen in presidential elections all the time. And in America... If you start talking about America again, I'll drop you to the floor. You made a new world to shape and knead with your very own paws. It doesn't have to be the same as the old. If you want to run that planet, you have to win it fair and square. No prince, no gerrymandering, no super PACs, no snipers in high towers. Even if I agreed, my opponent is gone. Poof! How could we ever do an election when no one is running against me? You let me worry about that, Crocker. I'm clawing up an opponent for you as we speak. But enough politics, you're a great dancer. Moving over to the other side. Don't mind me just scurrying by. Hope you two lovely ladies are enjoying your honeymoon. Don't overindulge. Oh, wow, so... Oh, I see the rings. So... Oh gosh, I can't remember. Flighty Broad and, like, Nervous Broad or whatever. Got hitched. Curiously enough, I don't care. Moving on. Alright, with Jake. Hey, Toots, how's the evening going for my favorite himbo? Favorite what now? It's quite loud in here and I think I must have misheard you. Never mind, you look drunker than you were the when you first dragged yourself in through my kitty door, and that's saying something. Oh, well, that bartender makes a mean gin fizz, and I can't say I am no expert mixologist after all. The Flinty Glasswipe. I'm sorry, what did you call me? That's the bartender's name. Oh, of course. How is it going with old Janie? I hope you're being nicer with her. She's got a good heart, you know. I think she's just a bit tired from being discounted and can't abide being bossed around. I don't get it myself. I'd love having the kind of help she has getting through her day. The types of business types and organizers with clipboards keeping track of everything she has to do. Why, it almost makes you think anyone could be president with a team like that. Funny you say that. Jane and I have just agreed to redo the election more fairly. Wow, that's awfully magnanimous of her. Your kittenish charm is working wonders on her, I'd say. You know, I always thought you catch more flies with honey than vinegar, and you seem to be proving that catnip catches the most of all. Jake, I really appreciate your continued dedication to utilizing feline terminology when talking to me. It really makes me feel respected as a unique, part cat, part girl, part stuffed wizard creature I am. Well, of course, that's what friends are for, after all. You're being awfully nice to me all of a sudden, though, as if this is about the upcoming electoral redo, too, Electric Boogaloo. No need to be nervous. There won't be any squabbling or begging for your endorsement this time. Oh, goodness. Thank goodness. I couldn't handle being fought over like a piece of meat. What did you have in mind instead? Your presidency. You running, of course. Oh, no, thank you. No, absolutely no, thank you very much. Oh, dear lordy, no. Okay, I'll back off. I've got a few more couches to sink my claws into anyway. Flinty, get this man another drink. No, Flinty, don't give him another drink. Anyway, this looks so strange. Okay, newsies. Oh, howdy there, ma'am. We were just talking about you. Well, I do love to be known. You're saying nice things about me, I hope. Quite skippily, except for the part where my Moira called me a big gay slut. Well, are you? Lol. Well, I'm just kidding. My phone's buzzing, sorry. I'm just kidding. How's the party treating you both? Good. This place is the bee's knees, but, well, we got invited to a political meeting. At some point, we'd like to get things done. Oh, don't worry about it. I've already got President Crocker to agree to a new fair election. Holy Toledo, you did? In principle, yes. But wait, Mr. Vantis has gone with what? MX Lalonde? Mr. Strider, Miss Harley, and someone else I forgot. Who will run against Miss Crocker? Well, think about what the voters would want to really oppose a god. You want someone down to earth from the working class. Right. Someone already comporting themselves well in the public arena. Oh, I see where you're going with this. What? Someone to match her good looks, too. Where are we going to find someone like that? Come on, Swift. She's obviously talking about you. What? Think it over. I like the sound of President Swifer. Take the night and talk it over. Toodaloo. Oh, gosh. And she go. Now that I got the political future of the planet sorted out, I can get back to my masterclass seduction attempt, but first I'll pour out the window thoughtfully, really sell Jane on my intellectual broodiness. Oh wait, what is this? Look outside that window. It can't be. Oh no, it can. A father will do anything for his children. We're moving the shindig. Is it the fuzz? Basically, everyone in this portal this instant. Meanwhile, why is getting out of your office always so dang difficult? Okay then. Well, that sounds like a good point to end off. I'm not sure how long I've been recording. I should really try to keep track of that. But I've got emails to answer, and I've got a thing that I have to do around 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be getting to the next one of the bonus stories, which is A Treatise on Representational Democracy, Part 1, in the next one. So see you guys next time. Bye!
Hey there. Consider becoming a patron, just like the phenomenal Bleed Red, Alexander Madeline, Uranium Coffee, Ryan Nelson, Runda, and Cloudy Days.